Hey everyone, and welcome to Blarney Castle and Gardens. And for this video we're bringing you something a little bit different. Behind me is a new pop-up space that we've created within our court exhibition area, which is directly below the castle. And something you wouldn't expect to see here, jellyfish. So our pop-up space features a central tank containing jellyfish, some fantastic botanical artworks that centre around the message of what the jellyfish are about. And I think really I could talk about it, but it's better to hand it over to someone that can really explain it well, and that's Dr. Tom Doyle from UCC. So I'm going to hand over to him and let him just talk you through the wheres and the why-fors. So we'll see you in a sec.
Thanks, Adam. So I'm Tom, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the jellyfish garden concept. So why a jellyfish garden? Well, jellyfish are misunderstood animals. They're feared mostly. So when you see a jellyfish, you normally head in the opposite direction. But here, what we hope to do is we've taken jellyfish out of the sea, and then we've placed them in a garden, a place that we love and we're familiar with, and so that you can look at jellyfish in a more positive light. So I think the best way to explain it is to kind of introduce you to some of the concepts that we've illustrated here and some of the plants. So if we look over here on my left, we have a comparison between compass jellyfish, and then we have some nettles. So both nettles and jellyfish sting. So we're using that, we're using the nettles to tell you about how jellyfish sting. So nettles have little hairs that break off and stick into you, and then the toxin can go into you. Whereas jellyfish have these tens of thousands of stinging capsules that are microscopic, and then upon contact inject venom into your skin. So that's one panel here, and we can see all the different plants that are in the bedding here to help illustrate that story. But then if we move over here to this side, we're telling a different story about jellyfish. Something maybe most people don't know about jellyfish is that jellyfish are remarkable transformers in that they can metamorphose. So we're all familiar with caterpillars metamorphosing into butterflies, but jellyfish have a little stage that lives on the seafloor called a polyp. And here we're using a poppy to illustrate what the jellyfish polyp might look like. So here we have polyps, or poppy plants, metamorphosing into jellyfish. And so it's hard to tell the difference between some of these. Some are poppies and then some are jellyfish. So we're illustrating a story here showing that plants are metamorphosing into jellyfish. So we're just highlighting jellyfish metamorphose. And then the last illustration is perhaps more abstract, and it's this one up here up at the top. And this is our jelly flower man, and it's based on Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, which talks about the symmetry, or the planes of symmetry. What you may not know is that most animals have what we call mirror symmetry, so they have the left and the right hand side. But jellyfish are unusual in that they're round, and the same plants, the flowers of most plants are round, and they have 5 petals or 7 or 6 petals. So we're trying to illustrate that symmetry of animals and plants, that there's similarities. And again, we can see different plants here around illustrating those different symmetries. So maybe the last thing we'll show is maybe we go behind the scenes to show the star of the show, which are our jellyfish in the special chrysal tank here. But if we go behind the scenes, then I can tell you a bit more about that. Okay, we're here at the back of the actual exhibition, and I'm just going to remove this screen here, and so we'll get to see the jellyfish from behind here. And so what you can see now here is the chrysal tank, and it's a specially designed tank that it creates a circular flow of water around the tank so that the jellyfish don't get stuck up at the top, and they don't get air bubbles trapped in their bells or their umbrellas. So it's just gorgeous to see it from this side, and it's especially illuminated from the top so that the jellyfish have this well, they're lit up really, really well. And what you can see here, these are moon jellyfish, and you can see a fringe of maybe over 100 tentacles just all around the edge of them, and you can see the way they're pulsating. Those 4 pink rings are actually their gonads, so that's how they reproduce. And we've different size jellyfish in here, and we've some really small ones and then some larger ones here. But these will grow and they will live for maybe 6 to 8 months in the wild.
So thanks very much for Tom for really explaining that way better than I could have done. It was a really interesting project to be involved in, and I think if you've got the opportunity to come in over the weekend, it's well worth a trip in to see it. So thanks very much, and we'll see you soon in the gardens.